Japan can't out-innovate Silicon Valley. It can't out-manufacture China. So what is Japan doing in the global AI race? It's doing something much smarter. It's redefining what the race is even about. Right now, there are essentially three postures in the global AI competition. The United States is playing for speed. First to ship, first to scale, first to dominate. China is playing for cost. Massive models, massive infrastructure, at a fraction of the price. And then there's Japan. Japan is playing for trust. Now, that might sound like a consolation prize. Like Japan showed up to a Formula One race and decided to run the safety car instead. But I want to argue the opposite. In a world where AI is increasingly touching people's jobs, their data, their livelihoods, trust may be the most strategically valuable position of all. And this isn't just rhetoric. Japan has made it official national strategy. In December 2025, Japan's cabinet adopted an AI basic plan with an unusually direct ambition: to make Japan the world's most AI-friendly country through trustworthy AI. The government's own framing is telling. The question they're asking isn't, how do we slow AI down? It's, how do we deploy AI fast enough to matter while building a trust layer that makes adoption stick? That's backed by serious money. Japan has committed 10 trillion yen in public support for AI and semiconductor infrastructure through 2030. A separate 1 trillion yen fund launches this fiscal year specifically to develop homegrown AI foundation models. And the diplomatic layer is just as deliberate. At the Japan-ASEAN Digital Ministers meeting earlier this year, Japan's digital agency led discussions on data governance, regulatory transparency, and secure cross-border data flows. What looks like policy is actually economic strategy. Countries that shape the global rules for AI gain long-term advantages in trade, infrastructure, and technology partnerships. Here's what I see happening on the ground in Japan right now. AI platform adoption has jumped 225% since late 2024. Japanese companies are wrestling seriously with explainable AI, not just for regulators, but for their own employees. Workers want to understand why an AI system made the decision it made. And foreign capital is reading all of this clearly. Microsoft just committed $10 billion to Japan, explicitly citing data sovereignty and trust as the foundation of its investment thesis. And this isn't just philosophical. Japan faces a projected labor shortfall of 11 million workers by 2040. AI isn't optional for Japanese companies. It's existential. But the way Japan is choosing to deploy it, carefully, transparently, with governance built in from the start, that's a choice. And it's a strategically savvy one. Because here's the thing about speed and cost. They're easy to copy. Trust, real institutional trust, built on regulatory credibility, explainability, and responsible deployment that takes years to build and is very hard to replicate. So what does this mean if you're a foreign executive running a business in Japan? I think the lesson is this. When you can't win on the incumbent metrics, you need the courage to redefine the game. Japan couldn't compete in the AI race the way everyone else was running it, so it stopped trying to. Instead, it asked a different question. What do sophisticated global clients actually need from AI that they're not getting? And the answer, especially for companies in regulated sectors, pharma, finance, insurance, medical devices, the answer is they need governance. They need explainability. They need to be able to justify AI decisions to their boards, their regulators, their employees. That's the space Japan is moving into. And it's genuinely disruptive. Now, I want to extend this beyond Japan for a moment, because the same logic applies to how you lead your organization. If you're not the biggest, the fastest, or the cheapest in your market, don't try to be. Ask instead, what axis of competition has everyone else abandoned? What do customers, or in your case, your people, genuinely need that no one else is providing? That's your disruption move. Not doing the old things faster. Inverting what matters. Japan is doing this at a national level. You can do it at the organizational level. You can do it at the team level. The leaders who win in the next decade won't be the ones who ran the fastest. They'll be the ones who ran in the right direction. If this resonates with how you're thinking about AI in your organization, I'd like to hear from you. Find me at stephenbleistein.net. The link is in the description.